Hi, everyone. So, yes, we're back for another little whipping chat. You know, this is where I talk about everything and anything written under the sun, you know, not just mental health issues. But I am going to say this. I didn't watch the Oscars on Sunday. But oh, trust me and believe when I said YouTube was burning up on Monday and they still lit up, about this slap that Will Smith did, against Chris Rock. Okay, any respect that I had for Will Smith went out the window when he did that. Okay. Um, it was not, first of all, it was unnecessary. Secondly, it was not the time and the place for that. And thirdly, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it. I blame Jada Smith for that. I blame Jada for that. Because he was laughing along with everybody else after Chris made the joke. He was kicked back in his chair and he was laughing just like everybody else, you know, until he looked over and saw Jada's face and then he reacted, you know. That's one spot where she went wrong. She set it off. Just by that mere face, the eye rolling thing that she did, you know, that was a set off. Okay. Um, Secondly, she don't really care about him. She really don't. Because when you saw him get up out of that chair, your reaction should have been grab him by the wrist, ask him to sit down, and tell him, you know what, we'll deal with this at a later date. This is not the time or the place to deal with it right now. Okay? Anybody that don't really care about their man is going to let them go up on national TV in front of millions of people and make a total ass out of himself. And she sat back and she let it happen, you know. So this is where my respect for them goes out the window, totally out the window. Okay. Uh, I don't understand. The Oscars say you don't condone violence, but yet and still he was not escorted out the building, off the premises, and he was able to accept his Oscars later on that night. I have a problem with that. You can't say that you don't condone something and allow violence on your stage to happen. You're a hypocrite and you double talking yourself. You know, and there's another there's there's a there's another part to this. Okay, now we as black people, we always complain about how white people treat us. Like and what they say about us. Oh, they act like animals in cages. They act like monkeys. Da 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 da. Right? But then when you turn on your TV and you got, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm coming. And then you turn on your TV to watch a prestigious award ceremony show, and you see this, and then you wonder why white people say, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You know, you prove them right. And a Sunday night, Will Smith proved them right that sometimes we act like animals in a cage. You know, if you want their narrative to change, we have to make them change the narrative by being nicer and dealing with each other in a different way. That's the only way their narrative is going to change. But if we can keep doing stuff like that, the narrative is never going to change because you keep proving them right. You know. And another thing, this is another problem I'm having. Will Smith don't get a pass just because he's Smith. At any given point in time, where his actions should not be condoned. It should not be condoned at all. Period. Point blank. Keep your damn hands to yourself. You know, that joke, personally, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. But your reaction did not warrant that at all. That joke did not warrant that kind of reaction. You know? And then, you know, he comes up with this lame. I'm not even going to say it was an apology. It's an excuse for his action. That's basically what it was. He's rationalizing his excuse. You know, and then you give this fake ass apology to the academies, to fellow nominees, but you have yet to apologize to Chris Rock. It wasn't until uh Monday night or Tuesday that the reports were coming in that he actually did apologize to Chris Rock 24 hours later. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For me, 24 hours is too little too late. Because that night when you went up there and you did your little speech, your first word should have been, I apologize to Chris Rock. And then follow it up with the rest. But the mere fact you apologize to the Academy, you apologize to your fellow nominees, you not once said I apologize to Chris Rock. Not until 24 hours later. And that's 24 hours too late for me. You know? And then the thing is, you don't know if Chris Rock knew that Jada had alopecia. And it turned out he did not know she had alopecia. Okay? Not everybody watched the Red Table Talk. You know? Hell, I didn't really even know she had alopecia. You know? All I knew is she shaved her head. I didn't know she had alopecia. You know? Not everybody knew she had alopecia. You know? But like Chris Rock said, that wasn't a joke at her. That was a G.I. Jane joke. You know? And I've never seen the movie personally, but from what I hear, you know, the women was like, it was more like an empowering movie. Because when she did the shaving of her head, you know, a lot of women was like, yes, girl, get it on. You know, you look so beautiful with that buzz cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't get it. And I don't get why people are trying to make excuses for his action. Had it been anybody else, you'd have been calling for their head. But because this is Will Smith now, I want to give him a pass. He don't get a pass just because he's Will Smith. He physically assaulted somebody on national TV, and that's the end of the story. Period. Keep your damn hands to yourself. You know? And I'm beginning to think he has an issue with his hands. Because even Jada said, you know, and I think it was on an episode of Red Table Talk where she talked about when they first got together and she had said a cuss word, and he popped in his head and said, "We don't use that language." Okay, first of all, why are you hitting a female? That was not necessary. That was uncalled for. All you had to simply say is, "Look, we don't use that language." You didn't have to pop it in the head. I mean, I could care less if it was a love tap or a straight out punch. You don't put your hands on people to make your point. You can make your point without putting your hands on people. End of story. You know. After that, do I think he should be canceled? Without a doubt. Do I think he should be stripped of his Oscars? Without a doubt. Because that behavior should not be tolerated. And you doing that sends a strong message to anybody else that if you're thinking about raising your hand or being physically violent with somebody on the Oscars, this is what's going to happen to you. You know? So, on to the next topic. Yes, I'm doing my little whippy and chatty. I do the whip and chat. You know? Okay. So this is what I'm going to say. I love me some Shamar Moore, you know, and I love me some squat, you know. And by now, everybody knows that I'm getting hit up by all these kind of fake wannabes. Well, there was one that stood out, okay? And he tried to prove to me that he was the real Shamar Moore by taking a picture of a driver's license with his picture on it. Okay, there's two things wrong with that picture. There was two things wrong with that picture. And I noticed it right off the bat. One, you said his eyes was hazel. His eyes are brown. Two, you said his hair is blonde. His hair is black. Okay? See, these are things I pick up on, you know? So, you know, I've had my dealings with these scammers too. So talking to him for a minute, he's talking about, oh, how much I love you. You only knew me for 5 minutes. Come on, you can't possibly let me not know, only know me for 5 minutes, right? Mind you, this motherfucker tried to tell me. He even gave me a bank account, password and all. And I looked it up. I looked at it, and it didn't make sense to me because in your checking account you got $200, $199. You know, and then in your business account you got 99 comma 999 comma 999 comma 999.00. Okay, if that wasn't a red flag, okay, there was no deviation in the numbers. It was just straight on nines. Okay, and then in your business credit card account, it's like 12,000 and some odd dollars, like 1300 $1,300. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not good at math and all that, but it, it just seems off, you know. Oh well, I got my business overseas and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay. First of all, anybody that knows Shimamore knows that he does the multiple sclerosis char- uh, charity. You know, he and it's called Baby Girls. So every time you go on the site and you purchase something, the proceeds goes to the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation because his mom had MS. right? And so he created that site, you know, because of his mom having it, you know. So he's like, well, my business overseas. I'm like, that's the only reason why I got $200 in my account. I was like, uh huh. I'm like, I must look like Bobo the Fool, you know. And then, and then he talks about doing the homeless outreach in California, which I ain't never heard him ever mention that he does. Okay. And so you want me to send $100 to this person, okay? And then you talking about how, I'm gonna have my attorney contact you so that you can, you know, handle the money aspects for me and this and that and blah 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 and the third. I'm listening to all of this. And I'm just going, he must really think I'm stupid, right? This is not my first rodeo with these scammers, right? So somebody claiming to be an attorney is like, well, due to bank regulations, we need you to pay $1,250 uh so that we can release the funds to you. And I'm like, the hell kind of okay, okay. This is enough, right? So because he one of the first questions that he asked when we talked the first time was how much money I made. I didn't give him the exact money. I gave him a number. I didn't give him the correct number, but I gave him a number, right? So I told him, I said, no, I'm not gonna afford that. I can't afford that, right? And the guy was like, and the person claiming to be Shimon Moore was like, he said, well, what's wrong? You said you get like, $1,700 a month. I said, and my mortgage is 1035 a month. That's true, you know. So, you know, um, he was like, but you're gonna have the money. I said, look, I don't even know who the fuck I'm talking to. You know, if you want me to do anything, you're gonna have to FaceTime me so I can see that I'm actually talking to you. See, here we go. Trying to gaslight me, right? You said you love me, you don't trust me by now, and blah 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 blah. I said the same song and dance I've heard like a million times over, you know? And I'm like, I told him, look, I said, you're not gonna gaslight me, you know. And then he says, you know, okay, first of all, he called me a dumbass. Okay. I don't see Shamar ever calling any female a dumbass. Okay. So that was another red flag. But I said, okay, first of all, I come from New York. I said, and we good for counterfeiting shit and make it look real. Okay. New York is the heart and soul of counterfeiters and fake shit. So don't be coming at me all sideways and crooked. You're not gonna gaslight me either. You know, I can't help it. You say you ain't who you say you are. You know, I said the only simple thing I asked you to do. You want this money from me because I'm not putting my fucking house in jeopardy giving you this money and it's being a scam. So, because I know it is, right? I said, so you're going to have to FaceTime me. I'm not saying you have to spend the night on the FaceTime. 5-10 minutes tops. Because I need to see who I'm talking to. You can't expect to ask people for money or have somebody ask you for money and they not know who you talking to. That don't work that way. I need to know who I'm talking to. Well, he just went on. I said, yep. I said, you know what? Ain't nothing new. Because your reaction is the reaction to any other scam I spoke to. That's your reaction. I've heard it before. Whenever I ask for FaceTime, this is what I get. Because you're not him. You know? First of all, I have him on my Instagram page. Now, he said on many occasions he would never ask his baby girl for money. His fans, his baby girls, he would never ask for money. And he don't need to, you know? Because his business is successful, his career is very successful. He don't need to ask nobody for money. Yeah. So I'm like, y'all think I'm stupid as hell. I look like I'm Boobo the Fool. Might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night, you know? So I'm like, y'all go on it with that mess. Y'all go on with it. I watch too much American Greed, and from time to time, I do watch Dr. Phil sometimes, and he does sometimes deal with this kind of situation. I say, y'all gonna fuck around and find yourselves on an episode of Catfish playing, you know? I'm like, you don't think I'm gonna do my research? You know? I got the address off the driver's license. I looked it up. He's not even noted to live in there. Somebody else living there at that same exact address. What the hell? I said, I just have enough of it. You know, I try to show love and support for my dude because I do love my SWAT and I do love him as an actor. I do love watching him. You do gonna lie, you know. You can swat me any day. Please swat me. Let me be a fly. I'll be go get your fly swatter. I need to be swatted. Okay, I'm being bad now. Ooh, okay, I'm being god awful. You know. Oh, sorry. My hormones got the better of me temporarily. I'm back now. Good. We're back on the same page. You know. Get in the hole. Okay, no, wait. I said, I was talking about my drill on my diamond paint, and it was having a hard time. Shut up, Meg. It wasn't what it sounded like. Let's just put it like that. So I am working on Ann Stokes, My Little Helper. Excuse me, Little Helpers, and I'm just about done with that. You know, at I'm almost at the end of the road. I'm guessing by the end of the weekend, It should be completed. Um, I just people I don't understand. I don't understand. Y'all scammers really don't give a fuck. Really don't. I said, too bad they can't catch all of y'all and just lock y'all up. You know, because that would be nice. You know, uh, you know. So we're just chit chatting up. Uh, I'm trying to work. I'm working on a website, and I'm also actually trying to learn how to video edit. So if y'all see something pop up and you ask what the hell it is, just don't worry about it. It's Lisa trying to video. She's learning how to video edit. So because I know I posted up something on YouTube, which I thought was really pretty, but you only got like the beginning of it. I hadn't finished editing it, but that was me editing. I was like, oh, I was so proud of myself. I did that editing. I was like, hey, 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 I did the editing. Okay, we still got work to do though. We still got work to do. Okay, I got the intro, you know, and I liked the software that I use. It was called We Video, and that's where I created, that intro on We Video. So I'm like, yeah, see, I like that. You know, video editing for dummies. What did I say? So I'm also going to create a website, but I got to get my merchandise together. I've created some things, but I need to get some more stuff. You know, like I want to do the shadow boxes. I got like mugs with different sayings on it. I created shirts with different sayings on it. But I want to do more. You know, so he's working on that. You know, I mean, shit, I'm home. I ain't doing nothing else. Why not? You know. Plus, mental health is something that's very near and dear to me because I deal with it. You know, and people think that it is so easy to live with mental health, and it's not. Oh, all you gotta do is take pills and go see your therapist once a week, and there you go, you'll be all better. No, that's not the way mental health works. Sorry, that's not the way that go down. Just because you take medication and you see a therapist once a week, that don't mean it's gonna go away. You know, because it's like my doctor said, you have to make sure you take your medications because a lot of people dealing with mental health sometimes when they feel like they got it under control, they quit taking their medication, and then they worse off than they was before. You know, so it's like it's very important. You know, and people always say, and I've heard somebody, and matter of fact, just recently, I don't remember who said it or where I heard it, but somebody was saying, um, yeah, your physical health is more important. I'm like, no, no. Your mental health and your physical health, that's a 50-50 thing. Okay. Because if you don't take care of your mental, the physical go downhill. And if you don't take care of your physical, your mental go downhill. So that that's a balancing scale there. So that's like a 50-50. One is not more important than the other one. They're on equal grounding, you know. So don't say that. And when I hear people say that, that just means you don't have a clue what mental health is, you know. And my thing is, before you speak on something you know nothing about, maybe do some research first before you open your mouth and say anything. You know, because that's one thing that pisses me off when people start opening their mouth and talking about things that they think they know about, and you come in the end, you don't know a damn thing because what you said was all wrong. You know, and I get that we all have different opinions. But and in that case, you would say, well, in my personal opinion, you know, don't just say, well, all you gotta do is take medication, go to therapist once a week, and you'll be fine. No, that's not the way that works. It's not like mental health is not a light switch. You can't just turn it on and turn it off when you choose to. I mean, if it was that simple, I wouldn't be in therapy now. I wouldn't be on medication now. If it was that simple, wish it was that simple, but it's not that simple. It's not a light switch. You can't just turn on and turn off. You know, and that's why you know, especially when it comes down to crimes. When people commit crimes and the first thing they want to do is go, I plead guilty, uh, you know, in insanity. Use the insanity defense. And it's like, no. I look at it this way. Okay. If you commit a crime and you hiding evidence or you fleeing, that's not mental health. That's you being stupid and doing a stupid thing. You can't put that off on mental health because you knew at the end of the day what was right. You knew right from wrong. You know, that's why you hid the evidence. That's why you fled because you knew what you did was wrong. You can't put that on mental health issues. Now, if somebody commits a murder, and they're sitting on a couch, blood all over them, the weapon in their hand, and not realizing what they did was wrong. Okay, then you might have a mental health. Then you might have an insanity. Okay, because then I'd have to give the side eye on that too. So, okay, well, that's definitely insanity. you know, but when you hide evidence and you flee from something that you know you did was wrong, ain't nowhere in that says insanity. But yet, people want to quickly put it on sanity to either get them off or get a lighter sentence. And then at the end of the day, you didn't get off light because the judge saw right through it. You know, at the end of the day, you knew right from wrong. That's why you hid the evidence. That's why you fled. So, no, insanity defense don't apply here. You know, and the stigma, and like I said, the stigma, we should be able to talk about mental health without having to worry about being judged. Because, like I said, the main people that judge are the people that don't know a damn thing about it. They have not a clue, you know. And to them, I say, don't open your mouth. Before you open your mouth, do research. Don't say a word, because it's clearly you don't know what you're talking about, you know? And that's like, you know, people like, oh, my son killed because he got this. No. I said a lot of times doctors don't like to diagnose young children because a lot of times it's just children growing up, following the wrong people, hanging with the wrong crowd, you know. It might just be a damn phase they going through, you know. So they really don't like to diagnose, you know, young children unless they see that they're what's the word I'm looking for? Their 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 characteristics, their moods are getting worse. Then they'll step in and diagnose, you know. Now they will diagnose if a child starts harming an animal. They will diagnose then, because then that's a problem. That's a sign of psychopathy, you know, where you start injuring an animal just to see what it feels like to kill, or you want to see what the insides look like. Damn it, go get a book, you know. Go to the library, go get an anatomy of an animal, and you can get all the pictures you don't have to hurt a damn animal just so that you can see what their insides look like. Of course, now if you want to go ahead and kill snakes, go right at it. I am not going to mind. I don't like snakes, you know. Um, but seriously, you know, that's a form of psychopathy. You just can't just go around killing animals for no apparent reason. And then I look in the news and see these people. You get these animals and you treat them so badly. I'm like, damn. I said, I hope y'all don't have kids, because that's the way you treat your animals. I hate to see the way you treat your kids. You know, I would love to get a dog. I need a service dog. You know, because at night I fight. I do a lot of tossing and turning in my sleep. And I know I fight because I have battle scars when I wake up in the morning. I have scratches all over my body, from fighting in my sleep. You know, not to mention that my covers is all over the place. You know, I be waking up, my covers be all on the floor. I'm like, who the hell been in the bed with me? Mike Tyson? Hell, you know. So I do a lot of fighting in my sleep. When I do go to sleep, and a lot of times a lot of times, depending on how deep the the dr- the dream is or the nightmare, sometimes I don't remember, and that might be a good thing, you know. But it's like I said, you know, when I dream about the trauma that I've gone through, it's not in the way that you would think. You would think when somebody say they're having a nightmare that they're having a nightmare because you know they're having a nightmare of the trauma, you know, of the assault. In my case, that's not the way it is, and I think that might just be my mind trying to protect me, you know, because I always have dreams like snakes and lava. Those are my two worst dreams ever, you know. And when I have dreams about that, I know it's pertaining to the assault, you know, because it's like I can feel the fear and I can, you know, and the constant running away. So I know that it has to do with trauma, you know. I mean, because sometimes when we have dreams and we think about stuff, it doesn't necessarily come out in the ways that we think it would come out. It may come out in other forms, but then you have to remember, you know, like with me in my sleep, I think that's just my way of my mind protecting me from actually dreaming about the assault. So it does it in a whole nother way where it's bad, but it's not re traumatizing, you know? I don't know if that makes sense, you know? So, what is up, people? What else we gonna talk about? Like I said, when I do these whipping shots, that's just basically we talking about it. You know, whatever floats my boat, whatever trips my trigger, tigger. You know, you know. Again, for May, Mental Health Awareness Month is coming up. Me and my girl Sherry will be doing. This is our second year of doing the mental health um, awareness thing because we started it last year. The collab between us. We started it last year. This is the second year we're going to be doing it, and we get ready to kick it off in May for about 6 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to that. You know, because people since this pandemic, you know, has been gone. You know, mental health is you know sky high. You know, and that, and then on top of everything, you got the China Ukraine thing going on. We don't know what's going to happen with the United States. How far we're going to get involved with it. You know, we know we are going to get involved with it at some point because Ukraine is our ally. You know, and we stand with our allies. So that's also depressing too. You know, and I don't get it. But see, there's a bigger picture at hand though. Okay, because when Trump was elected and he won the election, you know, at that point, I knew something bigger was at play. I did not know what, but I knew something big was at play because I'm like, there's no way. people would put this Oompa Loompa looking troll ass under the bridge dude in office, you know. But then as it started coming out that Russia had their hand in the election, now the question is why? Why did they fight so hard to get Trump in that office? Now we know. In order for Putin to do what he's doing now over there in the Ukraine, he had to have Trump in the office because Trump is his U.S. ally. You know, we don't deal normally. The United States don't deal with Russia. Trump does. So, in order for this to take place, they had to have Trump in office. You know, and because at the end of the day, let's just face it, if it had been any other president, this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't. He wouldn't have been able to pull it off. You know, but Trump is his ally, his United States ally. Now, I have a question. I don't know if anybody even thought about this question, but the question is how much did Trump know about what Putin was going to do over there in the Ukraine? Because you can't tell me he didn't know anything. I call bullshit on that because he knew. He knew something. How much? That's to be determined. TBD, to be determined. You know, but I do know he knows something. He knew something. And then you gotta think back, you know, because Trump always said that he was going to start a world war on U.S. soil. He always said that, you know, you know, just like January 6th. He always said something big was going to happen on the 6th. Okay, I didn't see that coming, but okay. Uh, okay, hang on, y'all. I gotta go get my charging for my laptop. So I started this new DIY thing that I saw on YouTube, you know, by a Jamaican, you know, and most of us know, Mammy, most of us know that when it comes to hair, Jamaican is really good with hair. You know, I know. 'Cause I've had my hair braided by Jamaicans. Trust and believe when I tell you, I'm surprised I still had a scalp afterward. But at the end of the day, because I used to get my hair weaved, and the only people I let do it was the Jamaicans, because they make sure it was right and tight. And when I said tight, I do mean tight. Wonder I had a scalp left, you know. But at the end of the day, when I took out my hair had grown. It's a lot, you know. So I was on I was on um YouTube because I do this thing every night when I'm in bed before I go to sleep. I'll go on, go on YouTube and watch a little YouTube and stuff. And I came across this one where the Jamaican lady was talking about how to do your own a DIY mask for your hair. And basically, what she did was she took two big, the aloe vera leaves, really fresh. She took one of those, right, and she cut it. She cut the sides off. She cut it off in half, and then she scooped out the aloe from it, right, and then she put it in a magic bullet because I have a magic bullet. So, and then she took a mango, scooped out the mango, cut it up, and stuck it in there, and then she put, she cut up like maybe, I don't know, I think it might have been like half a banana in there, and then she put some coconut oil in it, and she whipped it up, and then she put some Jamaican black castor oil, a couple of drops in that, and she stirred it up, and she sectioned off her hair, and she put it in her hair, and then she put a plastic cap on her hair where she let it sit for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then she rinsed it and everything. So I did that. Okay, I just started doing that last week. You know, I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, but I'm not used to dealing with, fresh aloe vera, like the plant leaf, you know. So I cut it up, I cut the sides off, I cut it in half, and I started scooping it out. I said, man, this looks like God took one big snot fest on my head. I mean, because it was just like, ew. It just looked like so snotty. I was like, ew, it looked like somebody had a major snot fest. I was like, ew, you know, and so last week was the first time I did it. I'll be doing it again tomorrow because Thursday I wash my hair. That's my hair washing day is Thursdays. So I'll do it again tomorrow. And let's see. Now the Jamaican castor oil I got, there's only one ingredient in that, and that's roasted castor seeds. That's it. There's no chemicals, no nothing in there. Just straight up castor seeds, you know. And I'm like, there you go. So then, I do a cholesterol after I do that because my hair is like, it's hard after that. So I do the cholesterol hair treatment after that, and then I sit under the dryer. I have a bonnet dryer. I don't actually have, you know, the hair dryer. I got a bonnet dryer where I hook the hose up to my hair dryer and got the bonnet, and I can just kind of, you know, and then just put that on my hair and sit under the dryer for a few minutes. Take it off, and then rinse out my hair, and then my hair is really soft, and shiny. And then, you know, I hot brush my hair after I blow dry it out. I hot brush my hair, and then I'll take that same Jamaican black castor oil, and because this oil is thick and it's heavy, so I make sure I put like a drop here, and I'll take my finger and just spread it, throughout my scalp. And once I get that done, I just take my hand and just start massaging my scalp to stimulate those follicles and getting that oil up in there. I'm like, ooh, yeah. I ain't never thought I was gonna fall asleep doing my own head massage, but I could have went there, y'all. That felt, and and it's interesting. Like yesterday, I just ordered because I was like, okay, well, sometime it's coming up, and it's gonna be too hot to be wearing these wigs, so I need something for like the summer. So I found a ponytail wig with bangs. Um, so that's going to be my summer look. I mean, I do have a headband wig where the hair is literally short, and I do have my curly wig, you know, but I want something more for summer. And I found that, and I was like, okay, okay. That's what I'm talking about, people. You know, I was like, yep. I might get another. I don't know. Maybe I might get another. I'll probably get another ponytail for summer because you know I don't want to run that one into the ground. But you know, and the more I do it, the better I get at it. You know, 'cause this wig, when I first got it, I didn't know a damn thing how to put it on. You know, so once I figured it out how to do it, and I continue to do it, I notice I'm getting better at it. You know, can't even tell it's a wig. It is a wig, and you can't even tell that I have a leave out, which means some of my hair is left out and it's combined in the wig, so you can't even tell that either. But there is, you know, I just I like variety. I like change. Well, I ain't gonna say I like change, but I do like the variety. You know, I don't have to just stay with one thing because that gets boring real fast. You know, sometimes you gotta switch. You know, I got a couple of blonde ombres, which y'all seen, and then I got some black, like this one, and then I got a curly one, you know. It's kind of cool, you know. Um, so yes, I have my procedure ERS coming up. I had my procedures coming up on April 20th. And I said procedures because it was confusing at first because I didn't know. I thought it was just a colonoscopy. I didn't know you were doing both endoscopy and a colonoscopy on the same day. I was unaware. I knew about the colonoscopy. I didn't know about the endoscopy until I got the paperwork in the mail. So I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's do it. You know, and I know I'm not going to be in the mood that day. I'll give myself a couple of days, you know, to get fully back on track. But it is what it is. And figure out what's going on and what's going on inside of me. See if we can handle the situation, you know. a little stressed out about that because I don't know what actually is going on in there. You know, the other day I was sitting down. I didn't get as lightheaded, but I I felt it a little bit. You know, but I didn't have the black stool. You know, so I don't know. So, anyways, y'all, I want to drop you a quick line to say hi and just do it to chat. And I will start. I want to do. I want to do lives once a week, and then I will upload throughout the week. So I would like to do lives like maybe a Saturday night, which 7 p.m. my night, which would be Eastern Standard. You know, so I think Saturday that's what I'll do. I'll start doing lives on Saturday night, and then throughout the week I'll just upload more videos. You know, that way we can do this stuff, y'all. Anyway, y'all have um a good day. Have a blessed day. Be safe out there. Love each other. Take care of one another. And until next time.